So those were minor issues. Let's see if the game crashes when traps start getting sprung. All right. I mean, that certainly looked cool. The stuns are working well too. I'm down with that. So we got some little contaminates in here, right? Now so I want to check this out. So if I do a power shot on you. Now you have 60 block and minus 600 armor. Now you have minus 120 resistance. See, this is getting a little out of hand. We just hit that guy for 1,800 damage because he has 210 resistance. We might need to tone it down a skosh. Okay, but actually we're not doing that much damage. I think it's still capped. The certainly the minus. Certainly the minus damage is a lot here. It is some numbers. And I'm kind of sitting here and I'm like, how bad is that? Right? So essentially it's just saying like we spent an entire turn propagating this, and you came out with them having no armor, no dodge, and resistance is capped at minus 50 for the purposes of the calculation. So I'm kind of like, is it really that bad? And then I really dig this. I think triple swipe, what we were missing was that first node. Triple swipe looks not bad to me now, which I'm thrilled to buy. But yeah, I think it's interesting. So let's see. So if we retreat people, yeah, and resistance is limited. So the shrapnel traps seem pretty ballin'. So let's see. So the other thing though that we can do is we can see that we got a contagion here, so we can use our catapult to drop a stun there, and then as we blow this guy up. Oh, he's not going to transfer the stun because of the way the contagion trap worked. So let's see. You have like minus 90 resistance. So see, we're still like the thing that I was curious about that I'm checking out is it's great that we're getting some stun propagates here, right? But like our damage isn't continuing to scale. Like we're not getting insane scaling because we have minus 90 resistance, right? It's still doing about 200. But it's certainly good. Right? You know, like, I don't think that anyone would argue the fact that it's good, but if you start using AoE, you're going to miss out. But yeah, the combo here, right? All of these guys have like minus 4, minus 12 movement. You know, like we've definitely done a number on their movement. We need our, I still really like that ability too, I will say. Yeah, I don't know. I think we got something interesting happening here. Use a catapult to slow these guys down. Well, yeah, but in Lustrous, think about how you're taking it away, right? Because I agree, right? You're taking away a gimmick. But, like, do you think that it's trivial to get a bulky to walk on a trap if you don't build a lot of traps? You know what I mean? Like fundamentally, everything relies here on being able to get enemies to step on traps. So it feels to me, at least, like if you can successfully get enemies to step on traps, you should be like commensurately rewarded. But you know, that's just like my opinion, man. You know, like I'm already noticing that the contagion is like, I think the lure trap right now is the underpowered trap. I'm kind of sitting here and going like, how the heck do I wasted the stun on that, but how the heck do I make contagion actually land on things that then have an impact on my life? Tell me more about why you feel that way in Lustrous. Because I don't know that I agree. Like, I think that it's certainly a major change from the way people are used to playing. But I think if a new player came in and was like, you know, oh, okay, so you know, I can do some debuffing, or I can do some whatever with traps. I don't look at that and go, oh, that would be like deeply confusing for them or something. But maybe. I don't know. Oh, speaking of a bulky showing up. Well, I mean, they would have different names, right? Like I agree, like Shrapnel Trap would take a little bit of explaining, but you know, if you had a tar launcher that stuns and, you know, stuns and whatever else, I think that's reasonably, actually, hold on. So how do I get these guys with triple swipe? Yeah, see, that feels great. All right, I dig it. So the game does a good job of tutorializing things, right? So basically, like, the way that I think of it is there's one enemy of each type that is designed to educate players on how that enemy like functions in the real world. The axe boomerang I've made pretty unwieldy, I will say. Whereas this just feels good every time I use it. I think Death Ray is my new favorite ability, which is good. You want your expensive abilities to be your favorite abilities. Let's see. Getting this guy with Contaminate and Stun feels pretty good. That guy did not get stunned. But yeah, like, I don't know. There's something about... I mean, I don't know that I'm even utilizing anything properly right now. Like, this is very kind of like by the cuff. I love the gain and lose charge. It makes me sad that that's not working yet. But... But like, certainly even just a smattering of traps is creating some like interesting dynamics. And largely this is what I imagine Ballista's being okay at. I don't mean that in the way that it's not working. Yeah, no, I see your point for sure. Oh, we haven't used the lightning yet. Oh, I can get all three. Let's do it. I still love the new lightning bolt. I still love it. Yeah, even there, it feels reasonable. But what I really like is that like this guy here, he's stunned. He's not out of commission. Like, we still have to deal with him, which I think is a very smart smart change. I mean it in the way that the current form is very skill dependent. I think what to put that a different way, Illustrious, and you can tell me if you agree or disagree. I think that this means that traps are functioning synergistically with hero skills rather than the way that they used to be, which is not synergistic, but instead like the traps are doing their thing and everybody else is doing the rest of things type of deal. See, so now the bulky has... See, so we made a mistake here. The only thing we propagated to the bulky was reduced movement, right? We wanted to be getting all the delicious buffs, but largely they've worn off, and we haven't had anyone step on a shrapnel trap in a while. Yes, but that's not what I mean. Okay, I guess I haven't yet cracked the code on exactly what you're meaning then, I guess. Let's see, and then I think that's decent enough. I just like using Death Ray now. Like that is, to me, is the hallmark of like a good redesign. I am excited about using I'm excited about using the using skills like Death Ray, which I used to not like it at all. Let's just say that for synergy to work, one must know about it first. Yes. I will agree with that. It's, you know, and I think, but now, are you saying that is, like, I think that's a, generally speaking, a malady of lots of games. Oh, I'm surprised this guy didn't die. My gut would have said that the new and improved Impale would have killed that guy in a go. Now, here's an interesting question. Ooh, look at that. Look at the way that threads the needle. That's so satisfying. It doesn't blow up any of my ballistas, and yet... In current form, traps have a high skill and knowledge ceiling. Yes. And I think that is a... So I regard that, and I think this is part of the question that I'm wondering or trying to ask ineffectively. But is that, do you see that as a downside or a selling point? Because to me, that seems like good for business. Like, I would like more of the game. Because, like, I don't think anybody who it's their first day playing the last spell is going to download my mod pack and be like, this is the way the last spell is meant to be played, right? This, largely the game, the mod that I am imagining creating is a mod for people who have familiarity with the game and want to kind of, like, experience new and different aspects, if that makes sense. Like, the traps have basically, like, run their course. So we're not getting any value out of them anymore. Which I also think is good. If it's left as a mod, it's not an issue. totally get you. Okay, so you're basically saying like if the devs were to adopt these changes, you would have concerns that they are difficult to. They're less readable. Now this guy is going to be a bummer because he's just barely going to miss the shrapnel trap, which would have been fun. I wish you had more mana. Do you have a mana potion by any chance? No, you don't. All right. And you don't have... It's excessive, but... Oh, that was disappointing. I shouldn't have swung at that guy in that stance in that moment. All right. I don't think, unfortunately or fortunately, you know, like I don't think there is any world in which these changes become official. You know, the time for that was before. Was after the last set of changes were made, and it certainly feels like the boat was missed, as it were. Oh man, that was bad. And this is another one that I really like. I really like that for like small clusters like this, you can do the double proc and then just kind of. Hello? Accuracy? Did I not take dexterity? Seems like I didn't take dexterity. But you're never going to get into a situation where the enemies are dying to your defenses. Every kill here is going to go to an actual hero. Which I think there's something really nice about that. It feels more impactful. This is exactly what I'm talking about with traps. Like, imagine how much better off we would be if this bulky stepped on the shrapnel trap. You know, and I think that's the magic of this particular thing. So with the rifle, right, we use up our movement points attacking the bulky. Then we get a few movement points back, and sadly, nothing else to do with them. But yeah, the bulky is artfully dodged. No stun on the bulky, which is to be expected, right? We didn't expect the bulky to... We didn't expect the bulky to die to... We didn't expect them to get stunned, because right now our stun chance is 75%, which is just slightly below the threshold of us like thinking that reliably we can do what we need to do. Oops. Because we didn't get these two, so we'll get those two. And then this one I love because you want to, for larger enemies, you want to dance right at that edge. So, okay, bulky is the only one left? No, we have one more guy here. But as opposed to having a wall of ballistas, we get a few shots in. So I kind of want to let this guy marinade for a little bit. I want to see if we can get a stun off. I kind of wish we had kept a catapult shot, but... Yeah. At 75, he's stunning us and we are not stunning him. Fair enough. Rifle's got good damage potential here. All right. So it was nice playing a knight there just to kind of see how things went. My feeling is that the numbers feel a little wonky, right? The numbers get awfully big. The fact that we can't Hold on. I want to build a trap so that I can see. So the slow trap. Oh, the origin. Okay, so this is the problem. The origin is totally funky on the slow traps. Hold on a second. Origin is at 2-0. That doesn't seem like that should be like that. But they weren't though, because this is a slow trap here, and it is allocated next to it. So okay, so the slow trap, the stun trap, the damage trap is the lure trap, right? So it's doing those 4 locations. The stun trap, this is the shrapnel trap at the moment, and then the slow trap is wonked out of its gourd. But why? 2-0 looks correct. Now, we might have had something else in there. Y origin, this should be 2-1. Step on this trap and break those monsters' backs over there. That is pretty much exactly what's going on. What would be causing that? Because that's just an area effect. Let's go through all the slow trap locations. So the improved version is at X of 2, 0, 1, 2, Y of 1. That looks correct. Then we're back up here, where the X origin is 2, and the Y origin is 0. Certainly seems correct to me. And it's possible that we just... It's possible that we pushed a previous version where it was wrong and then I fixed it. So let's first, before we change anything, let's just make sure we're on the appropriate... Hold on. Which thing am I editing? This is buildings. Okay. The worst is when you put the wrong one in. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll exit out. That issue looks like a typo, so I'm assuming there is a typo somewhere, but I would have expected it to be in the origin definition, which it doesn't. The origin at least looked correct, so we'll take a quick look, and then this is going to be the last thing that we do before we're done for the day, and then we'll switch over and play a bit of Wantless. No, okay, it's definitely still in Wonk Town. So we're going to have a problem because the other thing that I'm noticing is that this doesn't rotate when I come over here or when I come over here. So the asymmetry is kind of fouling things up. Now see, we're spending a non-zero amount of cost on traps. Yes, that wouldn't do it, but like the issue that we're gonna have regardless. So the origin is at 0, is at 2-0. X of 2, Y of 0. So right, so if we count that across, 0, 1, 2, right? So the origin is this point here and then up 0. So that seems correct to me. I'm wondering though. Okay, here's an idea. Maybe we need to make these square. Maybe things don't play well So the X origin is 0, 1, 2, and the Y origin is 2. So we could very easily pad this out. Just as a first test, right? So we're going to do... Because the thing that we could check is we could check rain of arrows if we wanted to. Let's go to the range skill and find rain of arrows. No, rain of arrows is non-square. So I would have assumed that that would have worked, but we'll try this regardless. So now the origin is at 2, 2 for slow trap. So let's load that in and see. And we'll see if that fixes any of the issues. The problem that I foresee, though, is that I think that the traps need to be radially symmetrical because they don't rotate as you move them around the map. Right? Ideally, I would want them to detect the quadrant and always be perpendicular to it. But I think that means we're going to need to make slow trap. So yeah, see, so now it is correct, but see, it doesn't work over here. It works well over here and well over here. So, to that end, because it does not rotate, there's no rotation capability in the game. So that means that probably the closest that we can do is we can do like a big X, a big sideways X like this of slowing. Kind of weird. I don't love it. And then for this one, we will go X, 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 and then E, oops, EXE, EXE. So we'll do that for the other one. Yes, I think that is a cross. I think you're right. Well, and actually maybe then we get rid of... No, I think we do that. All right. That makes the slow trap have a massive radius, but I think that's the play. So we'll kill that, and I'm gonna try this one more time, and then we'll pack up. But I like what we did here. I like what we did here. Okay. Obviously, we can't toggle between the omens of improved traps and not, and at some point we'll have to test the traps, but we're largely working off of a template that I think is good. So let's see. So slow trap now looks like this, which is a cross, as you were so kind to point out. Then we have stun trap, which is... This is the contagion trap, and it doesn't actually affect the enemy that stood on it, but that's by design. Stun trap is the shrapnel trap, as it were. And then I think what we can do is if we start to amp up the cost of these traps, it's going to have a couple of interesting benefits. Because it's gonna make the seer more valuable, because where the seer tells you people are entering is where you can set up a select few traps to to get things going. Like what I might do is I might do like a shrapnel trap in a specific location. And then immediately in front of it, I might put, I might like do a couple of contagion traps around it, right? So that now we have a high likelihood of getting and spreading the shrapnel damage. And maybe we lessen the shrapnel's area of effect to be more like a plus symbol. And then, oh, actually, okay, I like this idea. So what if instead, real quick final change. So what if instead the lure trap does corners. Like that. So it's still doing diagonal, so you're not getting that like anti-synergy. And then the upgraded version does the big lattice. I think we leave this one the same because now it's just extending the same pattern. So that makes it a little more intuitive. And then the shrapnel trap, I think, needs to maybe be a little less redonkulous. Okay, so this one up here. Like this seems like a lot. I'm trying to think what pattern. So okay, so if we go over here. So if we have one of these, right? And we have one of these, but this is doing itself and the corners, I think we would want this to be a plus symbol. AKA a small cross. Like that. And then maybe the big one does just do an absolute smattering, but yeah, because that's a one extended version. Okay, cool. Well, we'll leave it at that. This is a good session. I think we came up with some good things. I think we are absolutely blocked by me getting the code decompiled. So that's something I'll try and work on over the weekend when I have time. But we're gonna call it